This jack, which you sentenced to death. Our Pakistani friend says it can still be saved. Even if it's met the king of hell, he can still add a few strokes to the book of life and death. Alright, enough talk. Let's get to the operating table. Clamp it down tight. Let's crank open the skull. Next, bring in the big wrench. Let's remove this top nut. Keep turning, extend the plunger all the way up. Now, we can pull it out by hand. Then, remove the casing. We can see the yellow hydraulic oil at the base. Take out the small piston. This tiny thing is the piston mechanism and the small cylinder. Drain the hydraulic oil from the main cylinder. Find a metal plate similar in size to the plunger. We'll use it as a replacement. Now, time to machine this metal rod. Lock everything in place. Measure the broken plunger. Note down the exact dimensions. Start the lathe. First, shave off the outer layer. After 2 cuts, check the size. Still a bit off, let's give it one more pass. Once the sides are shaped, let's smooth out the front. This little bump may not look like much, but it takes 2 cuts to remove it. After flattening, drill a hole in the center. The drill bit wobbled a bit when it touched the metal, so we secured it slightly with the cutting tool. Work like a charm. Drill about 2 centimeters deep. Now, swap to a larger drill bit. Deepen the hole a little more. Switch to a longer cutting tool. The previous drilling was done just for this. The tool fits perfectly inside. Now, gently push it in. That way, we can expand the hole even more. After 2 more cuts, measure the inner diameter. 32.86 millimeters, still a bit off. This digital caliper is awesome. The reading is crystal clear. The old school ones, gotta squint and check 2 or 3 spots before you finally get the right measurement. Technology keeps evolving. Everything is going digital. Even these lathes will be obsolete. Grab a screw rod. Push out the old cap. It's a bit tight. Took a bit of effort, but we got it. Nice and smooth. Loosen the clamps. Flip it over and keep machining. Same process here. Let's give it 2 good cuts. A good job or a bad job. It all comes down to the cutting tool. As the old masters say, a machinist who can't sharpen a cutter is no machinist at all. Back in the day, before touching the lathe, you had to sharpen your own tools. There's a horizontal hole on this end. This section has to be removed. Cut it wide. But be careful with the cutting tool. One wrong move, and it could snap. The old-timers say, when I was an apprentice, I got yelled at all the time. The bottom needs to be stepped, and a groove in the second section. That's for the oil seal. Smooth out any rough edges. Then, finish it with a slow cut. When cutting, go slow. That way, you get a cleaner finish. Now, time for some sparks. A grinding wheel without a guard. Looks a bit risky. Hey, old-timers. Would you dare to use it like this? Finally, the plunger is ready. Time to wipe down every part. Too much oil everywhere. Let's add some gasoline. Immediately, all the black grime comes out. Gasoline evaporates quickly. Cleans the grease right off. For heavy grease and carbon buildup, gasoline works wonders. It's cheap. Easy to get. Just like in auto repair. They always use gasoline to clean engine parts from oil and carbon. Soak the parts in gasoline. Scrub gently with a brush. Most of the dirt comes right off. Now, let's assemble everything. The hole in the middle is for oil. Fill it with fresh red hydraulic oil. This funnel is a bit too wide. Spilled quite a bit while pouring. Clean it up after filling. Seal it up and test it. Perfect. Now, lock the nut in place. Spray it with a color you hate. And just like that, the jack is fixed. So, what do you guys think of this skill? Drop a like if you're impressed. See you in the next one.